Good morning, YouTube, and everybody else out there that's watching. My name is Mark Dawson. I'm 28. I live in Denver, Colorado. I'm a Navy vet. I grew up in small St. Louis. Nothing special, really. Um, been on YouTube for a while. Been on the platform. I've explored it a little bit, looked around, and seen how people. I've really just seen that people use this as a platform to get their message out there. And I thought that'd be something I'd be able to share with the world too. Just my thoughts on a few things and things like that going forward. Um, where I am in Colorado, it's the morning. It's 6:27. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this by saying three things that I love about the morning. First thing I love about the morning is the opportunity to be brand new. Every morning wakes you up, gives you a chance to move yourself in your own life and give yourself energy. And the things you focus on, energy gives you another chance. Every day is another chance. The second thing that I love about every morning is when my kids play. My kids wake up pretty early, same as I do, and I love the sound of their voices in the morning. It's like birds. It just reminds you that something beautiful and new is happening, that you have nothing but joy on the way. And the last thing that I love about every morning is the time I get to film my dog, 11. 11 is about 6 months, 7 months. She's a German Shepherd and a Husky mix. Me and 11 go through with the training, and I'm still working on being a better trainer, being a better owner to her, definitely for sure. I want to work on that so that she can learn, animals can learn. This could be my expression of the saying, we're only as good as we treat our animals. And so that's me. That's a little bit I love about the morning, a little bit about me so far. We've all been in the house without going through the same things recently. And something that's been crossing my mind has just been, why do people have problems staying home? I think staying at home is difficult because you didn't plan on it long term. You didn't plan on having things in your house that was sustain you being able to be there for a long amount of time, or you being able to make that your main campus, as it should be. Remember, there used to be times when a home was where you go to escape. A home was your sanctuary. A home was a place that you go and you were king and you ruled. It was a domain that was totally your own and your own creation. And I wonder where we got away from that. Where we got away from treating our home as sacred, treating our home as a space that's used for our own meditation, our own growth. Our home should be all the things that we want to be. The things in our house should precipitate the growth that we want, the things that we think that we want at least, the things that we look at and we say, that's where I want to be. Those are things that I aspire to be. So where your books at? Um, where your books? What books are you reading? What magazines? What things like that? We say we want things, but what things are we saying we want and actually going after those things? We can't just put energy to words and say that or trust that the things that we say we put in energy to. Words are not the energy of the things that we do. Words don't get us where we're going. Your thoughts can take you very far. Your thoughts is very powerful. That's not what I'm talking about. It's just the things that we say to ourselves, we say out loud. We say to other people that we're gonna do and that we want, but then we don't put any energy to it. We don't ever get behind. We don't actually ever actually start to move towards those things. It took me a second to start this YouTube channel because I was afraid that people wouldn't watch it. I was afraid that I didn't know how to do it. I was afraid that there was nothing but bad things that could happen if I did this. But I've been on here 4 minutes and 15 seconds. So far, nothing bad has happened. Isn't it kind of like that? You think something can happen and then you nothing happens. Nothing happens because sometimes we never do anything. And that's exactly comes back to my point of what do you have in your house? What's actually moving you towards your goals? The things in your house should be expressions of your goals. It should be things you look at and you're reminded of the things that you want. There should be things that you look at and you say, hmm, that is a constant reminder of the mindset that I'm trying to reflect, the mindset that I'm in, the mindset that I want to be proud of, the mindset that I'm now blessedly a part of. When it move home, start moving away from that. When did it just become a place that we just fill with friends and fake times, times that don't help us, times that don't grow us, just things that we do in the past our time here, which is limited to say the least. Which is limited to say the least. I wonder what it would take to get back to that hopefulness in the home, of having that strength in your home, that love for your house, that wanting to be around your own things. In my house, I live in an apartment. I have a dog. I have a 55 or 60-inch TV in the living room. I have a couch. I have a bathroom. I have some bedrooms, beds, TVs, things like that. Nothing fantastic, nothing fantastical. But I love being at home. I love being around my own things. I love the things that I have given energy to. I have a few books here. I'm on my laptop a lot, reading poetry, listening to spoken word, trying to listen to motivational things because I know that I can only be as powerful as the things I put into myself, and the things that are around me. And it goes into, what I watch, what I listen to, the way that I behave, the things that I precipitate, the ways that I allow other people to be around me. All goes into the things that I read and the things that I watch and learning and teaching me how to be a better communicator, teaching me how to be more patient, how to be a better friend, how to be a better man. All of those things I learned using tools that I have in my house, if that makes sense. I have a kitchen, and whenever or I need to meditate or whenever I need to take a second and think about something, I go in my kitchen right behind me and I put something on the stove and I put some music on and I'm listening. I'm concentrating on my task. I'm putting love into the food that I'm preparing. I'm being mindful. I'm thinking about where did this stuff come from? What did it take for the bananas that I'm eating to get from wherever they were to my mouth? Where did whatever is in the pantry come from? Where did it take? What was the burden of the food that I eat? I consider all those things when I'm at home, and it just again, I love being at home because it's where I'm most calm. Home should be where you're most calm at, where you're most comfortable, where nothing else, no other rules or facilitating your behavior. Your home should be your castle, however you want to conceptualize it. It should be your room. It's just like if you keep a tidy room, you'll most likely keep a tidy house. You'll keep a tidy life. If you keep a tidy life, you keep a tidy house, you keep a tidy room. Um, it really does work like that. It really does. When you're tidy, you keep things together. You try to being tidy. Look, what was in my house before this thing that made me stay here? I wasn't always just staying here. I wasn't always made to be here. But even before I was forced to be in my home, I was a heavy part of my home. It was something that brought me joy. It brings me comfort. It's like a cup of tea in the morning. It brings me that peace to be home, to be around the things and the people that I love, that bring me joy, that bring me calmness, not things that are, bringing about negative emotions and negative thoughts within myself. What's in your home? What kind of chairs do you have? What type of, TV? What type of pots and pans? What type of anything? Just what's in your house? What's in your house that's driving you out? Your house shouldn't be driving you out. Your house should be like a warm hug. Your house should be a friend. It should be something you come home to and you're excited about. That you're sad about leaving, but excited to come home to. What are you putting into your house? I'm learning myself, so I get in more books and try to listen to more things that make me the type of man that I want to be. I'm always talking to my kids about things to be and ways to be and how to think. But my kids also can look around the house and they can look at the things that I do, the things that I read, the things I'm listening to. They can listen with me and say, okay, I'm getting a good picture of what my father is like from the things that he's putting into himself. That my kids, and I can be proud of the things that my kids know I'm putting into myself. Because I know that my kids know that I'm about positive things, that I'm about positive thinking. And I know that not necessarily it starts at home, but it is maintained at home. If you're not thinking at home, if you're not taking time to be mindful and be with yourself at home, where are you taking that time at? When are you taking that time? Is there time that you're taking? But it starts with being at home. being comfortable, getting in your pajamas and relaxing, looking out the window, knowing your neighbors, being comfortable at home. It's frightening, isn't it? That that's no longer a reality for all of us. That everybody isn't okay just sitting at home, just saying, you know what, I'm at home, but I'm okay. I'm at home, but I'm at peace. I'm at home, but I'm strong. I'm at home, but I am secure. Of course, that don't be strong, be secure. Don't be strong, be secure. I know I can be secure here. I know that my security has a foundation in my home. I try to bring in food that's positive. I try to bring in things that I think, to me, will help me along my way. I know everything isn't for everybody, nor shall and should it be. But the things that I allow in my life, as far as food, as far as anything, the people that even come into my house, the people that cross my threshold, are things that I manage, things that I maintain. I know you'll never change the things you tolerate. What are you tolerating in your house? What music are you playing early in the morning when you're supposed to be getting your mind ready for the day? What music are you playing late at night when you're supposed to be winding down, detoxing, analyzing your day? What music are you listening to during the middle of the day? What podcasts? What news are you looking at? What news are you reading? What news is telling you how the world is and how is the world according to the things that you're reading or the things that you're seeing? What is your world like? What is your world like? What is the world that you're taking in? The world that you're sharing with others? Because you can't always change the things that you see, but you can change the things that you share, the things that you allow to get inside of you, the things that change your mind, the things that start to make you wonder, are you thinking right? Are you living right? Those things. What things? Well, we have to find security in ourselves again. We have to find the strength to be ourselves and be around ourselves, and sometimes just ourselves. Humans are social creatures. I'm not going to deny this. It hurts. It's a hit to not be able to go out and see my friends, and walk around and do everything that I wasn't able to. But you know what? There was once a time I did nothing. There was once a time I did nothing, but now I am. There was once a time that I used to go outside and play to get fresh air. Now to get that fresh air, I stand on my balcony. I look out. I used to go to the store to get something to drink just because I could. But now I drink water. I'm putting something better into myself. I'm putting something healthy into myself. Something that revitalizes, hydrates. Water reminds me of keeping it cool. I know it doesn't do that for everybody, but water reminds me of keeping it cool. Because when I drink a cup of water, I'm like, there ain't nothing to it. It's like a ripple, and I'm that ripple. I drink that cup of water and I say, you know what? I don't only need to be drinking water. I should have been drinking water. I need to drink more water. I need to shape myself like that water. I need to shape myself in a way that is able to be teachable. Somebody said, do you have a teachable spirit? Do you have a teachable spirit? I try to. But I learned that at home. I heard that book. I'm listening to an audio book, The 12 Rules of Life by Jordan B. Peterson. And he said, one of the things he says is cut down a tree. Sometimes something beautiful must be destroyed for something necessary. We were all outside in the world around each other, and we were so distracted that we weren't even, some of us weren't even maintaining our own homes. We were so busy working, exercising, and being cool that we forgot to maintain our homes, the places we return to, the things we return to, because we set up our own lives. We surround our own selves with the things that are around us as adults. And it's not just as passive as I bought a CD and I just listen to that CD. You bought a CD, but that says something about you. What did you buy? What type of things do you buy? What do you fill your house with? Again, if you fill your house, your life, your mind with your thoughts, with empty things, with things that won't take you nowhere, just other people's stories. Other people's stories don't always take you anywhere. Other people's stories aren't always for you. Every man's journey isn't every man's journey. Sometimes we're on very different paths. And we listen to other people's music and we listen to other people's stories and their podcasts and their TED Talks, searching for our own way. But a part of searching for your own way is admitting that you've made mistakes. Okay, yeah, I filled up my house with wrong things. I'm not gonna say I've never done it. I'm not gonna say I've never filled my head with things that were distractions to me. But I know myself best, and I know the things that can be detrimental to my own success, to my own. They can be fantastical distractions to me. I know those things, and I learned them a lot here. I learned a lot in my house. I learned a lot just sitting by myself, thinking, thinking about me, think about the things around me, think about my environment. And what they say in science, your environment. I think about my environment. See, I don't always check other people's toxicity. I check my own toxicity. Now, other people's toxicity is related to your own toxicity. Again, you'll never change the things you tolerate. And the things you tolerate, you'll never change. It's interesting the way we set up our lives. I think we set up our lives in a way that is most comfortable, but not always the best. An example, our homes. You fill your home with things that make you comfortable. A couch, which is okay. You fill things with TV, which is okay. You fill things with game systems and entertainment systems and animals and barbecue pits and chairs and goddamn pantries. We fill all our house with these things, but what are the things what are we bringing into our lives? Sometimes we don't bring about our own best parts. We don't usher in our own best selves. It's hard to look at the things that you have and to not just see their value, but to see what growth are they giving you? What growth are the things you have giving you? I have a brother. He told me that a while ago, a few years ago, he went through his things and he put them out and he looked at him. He said, has this thing served its purpose? Has it served its role? And if that thing has served its role, it's served its purpose, it's no longer bringing him joy and meaning and growth or serving the purpose that it once did, those things are gone. So my brother, he had a foot up because he was at least bringing positive things to his life, and he was at least looking at the things that he was looking to his life. My brother only recently told me that, so I'm only recently doing it myself. So I won't speak from this. I won't speak on this situation as some type of expert because I'm not. I'm just not. I'm speaking. I'm speaking on this situation as a man that's trying to grow himself, that's trying to get better himself, that's trying to learn himself. It can always get better. It can always be much worse, but you can control all of that. The mindfulness that your home can give you, the peace that your home can give you, it should give you, should be able to carry out throughout your life. You should be able to, when you leave your house, the things that you learned in your house should be carried with you. That should be carried with you like luggage. Carry with you like your phone. You never leave it at home. You never leave your phone at home. And if you leave your phone at home, you come back to get your phone. This should be the same way. The wisdom and the things that you learn, the things that you have around you in your house, should be expressions of when you leave the house. It should be, you know what? I got some books in my house. So when I leave my house, I'm going to act out those books, the things that I've read. You know, I was listening to this TED talk, and you know what? When I leave the house, when I'm on my way to work, when I'm at work and I'm disagreeing with somebody, when I'm having an argument with my friend, when I can't communicate effectively with my mother, what am I going to do? I'm going to say, you know what, Mark? You know what, Mark D? Last night you stood up, you stayed up. Think about what you was reading. Think about the usefulness you can find in the words that you've already taken in. Isn't that why we read? Isn't that why we take things in? So we can hopefully get better. We can hopefully learn. We can hopefully make small changes throughout our life because the small changes we make add up to big changes. And those big changes make big differences. And I learned all of that at home too. Um, I hope that people can reaffirm and reestablish home in their lives. That they can start having positive enough homes or positive enough lives that the things that they I hope that they can get I hope that we can all get positive enough things in our own lives, in our homes that we want to be there, that we want to be around. Nothing brings me joy like my own home. When I see the door, when I see the door, I'm happy because I know nothing but joy and growth waits on the other side. I'm a homebody. I've been at home. I stay at home because I know that the world doesn't always have good things for me. The world doesn't always have good things for me. But I know that when I'm at home, I can control, maintain, usher in, phase out, anything that's important to me. I can keep track of things that's not important to me. I can do all of that by just sitting in my house. I don't have to leave. I don't have to be around other people to feel at peace, to understand that the world is oneness. And you don't have to be around other people. That I connect to the people that I want to connect to, that want to connect to me, that we connect. We find a way because the things that you want always find a way. They say that the universe always pays for what it orders, which means the things that shall happen should, and they will. All the communication that we're missing, we can still have. All of the closeness that we feel like we're missing, we can still have. We can still maintain relationships to the same boundaries and effects and rules and guidelines that we've always maintained the relationships that we've maintained. But this is a good time to question our relationships, to think about, before all of this, my neighbor Jimmy came over every day. Every day, Jimmy came over. And we didn't do nothing but chill. We didn't do anything but chill. What did that bring you? What does Jimmy bring you? What does that friendship bring you? Is there potential in that friendship? Me and my house, me and my fork, me and my walls in every room, we're real close. Because I'm actively speaking to my house, I'm actively speaking to myself, I'm actually speaking around, asking, growing, trying to learn, if the very least, to try to learn. And that's a part of my house to me is growth. A part of my home is growing. I have 5 kids. Growing is a big part of this house because my kids need to see the example that should be set. Growing up, I didn't have the examples that I wish I had. So part of my home, part of the things that I fill the air with, the walls with, the paint with, things that start at the door, growth, accountability, self-respect, honesty, opportunity for advancement and elevation. I accept those things. Things that start at that door, things that my children have also filled the air with, filled the walls with, from constantly seeing me do it. Those very same things. In addition to strength, patience, recognizing, understanding, and accepting memories. Memories are important. I faced a lot of my memories in this house. I've been in this house 3 years. I faced a lot of memories. Sure. I faced a lot of things myself and with the walls around me and the people around me. But I built my life to do that, to help me do that. Because I'm not perfect. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm imperfect. I'm a human. Sometimes you hear me say just human. That's not an excuse. I don't mean it as an excuse. I don't mean I'm human, so forgive me. I don't mean I'm human, so I'll make mistakes. I don't mean I'm human, so I'm just sorry and it's all over. I mean, I'm human. Like, that's a goddamn opportunity to get better. Being human is an opportunity to manifest great things. So when I say I'm human, I don't mean it as anything lacking. I mean it as something grand. I mean it as something tall. I hope that we can relook at our lives and become the growth that we hope we want. Start looking at books, start getting a few magazines, start listening to audio books, start doing anything. This is an opportunity. It's a quarantine and you're by yourself and you're in your house, but you're not alone. You're not. Everybody is the same one call, the same one love, the same right there with you. Away. People that love you never leave you. People that love you never leave you. You love somebody and they need you. You love somebody and you need them. Hey brother, hey sister, hey mama, hey friend, hey whatever. What's the word? What's going on? Yeah. And listen, be a part of each other's lives again. Make your home comfortable, but be comfortable with other things too. The things that you put in your life, you have to be comfortable with those things too. And maybe that's why people aren't comfortable being at home. You're just not ready for the things that are in your house. You're not ready for the things that you've left there. You're not ready to return to the mess you left yourself. You're not ready for the mess you left yourself. So being forced to this is to some people the worst. It's the worst possible outcome. But why? Nobody made you move those things in your house. No one made you fill your house with these things. You did that for yourself. You did that to yourself, to ourselves. But we can change. We can change. It said that the yin and yang symbol, that the white is order and that the black is chaos, and that they both have dots in the middle to symbolize what? Transformation, the possibility to transform. The yin and yang symbols, the peace symbols have symbolic reflections of themselves because at any time you can change. You can change. This is an opportunity to change, to grow, to build things in your life, to build new things, to wash out the old, to rebuild, to make something new, to reset to reaffirm your foundation. And the things you believe in, the things, the structure of your mind, the structure of your life, the structure of your home. You can do it. You could definitely do it. You have to love yourself. You have to love your home. The place you sleep, how you lay your head at a place every night, every day. How you lay your head on pillows in a place that you don't love, in a place that's not building you up, a place that's not building you up. It's like a prison. That's exactly what it is. Prison don't build you up. You just sleep there. You just stay there. Our home shouldn't be like prisons. You shouldn't just stay there. You shouldn't just sleep there. Your home should be a wonderful opportunity to grow. So look at things that remind you of the growth. Just look at things that remind you of the places in life and the things in life that you want. That's what a home should be. A home should be love. It should be warmth. It should be the things that remind you of yourself. Things that remind you of your goals. Let me see. This chair right here, the closest thing to me. I didn't plan this. It's just the closest thing to me. This chair right here. Some people, it's just a lawn chair. What does that chair mean to me? Why is it in my house? Because every Sunday before this happened, me and my brother had a tradition. And the tradition is me and his. I'm not going to share it. It's between me and him. But that chair is a symbol of that tradition. Every time I see that chair, I remember I got a brother. Every time I see that chair, I remember, man, I spent a bunch of Sunday mornings with my brother, talking and spending time together, getting better, getting greater, getting our minds right. Every time I see that chair, I think about that. Now, I'm not gonna say that's every single thing in my house. I'm not gonna lie, but I do have a great deal of things in my house that are like that. My kitchen table, when I see this kitchen table, I can remember me and my kids going to IKEA. I'll never go there again, either here nor there. I went to IKEA and I got this table. I remember how long it took to get to IKEA. I remember the food we ate at IKEA. I remember sitting down, relaxing. I remember sitting there having a nice, relaxing afternoon. I remember how peaceful that felt. Peace doesn't always come, it's a rare thing. But I remember sitting there and I was chilling with my kids. And I didn't have a phase in the world. I didn't have a care in the world. And I can remember and I can feel that love every time I look at the things that's around me. And I just want that for all of us. I want that for all of you. So until next time, this is Mark D, and I'll leave you with the quote. A reflection is only as good as the other side. The truth is only the things that we share, and our lives can be the greatest adventure that we ever see, or ever tell, or ever share. If we only begin to ask ourselves a bunch of questions that are not only necessary, they'll be revelations. Peace.